This is so weird. Oh my gosh.
I wanna be alone with you. Does that make sense?
Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, yeah, this is quite a story. If you're not new, hey, welcome back. If you're gonna find this video like, I don't know, a week after I posted it, it's probably because you don't have my post notifications on. So you should probably turn those on, because then you get to see me once a week in your face smiling like this. But seriously, turn on my post notifications. I'm back. Yes. This is kind of a spur of the moment thing because I honestly wasn't going to record this video for like another month and a half. But I decided, why not just get out the way and record it now. The story of my first stalker, and yes, this is very interesting. So here we go. So this story goes back to my middle school, my 6th grade stalker. How bad could it get? It's 6th grade, I mean. So this is about 3 weeks into the school year. I switched schools. Not only did I switch schools, but I switched areas. So obviously when this happens, you're not gonna have the same slang, you're not gonna have the same style, you're not gonna have the same jokes. Like the whole game changed. When I first got introduced to like middle school, I was like, okay, this is cool, I can handle this. And then I switched areas and I switched comfort zones. So the things that were cool at this last school weren't cool at this new school. So I had to kind of learn fast. First day of school, I didn't really have anyone to sit with. I just kind of like shoved myself somewhere, and yeah, it was kind of rough. But I went home and I told my mom, I was like, hey, we gotta like do something different because I can't dress like this and go there and expect to have friends. Like, I don't want to sound like shallow, but that's exactly how it was. So my mom was like, okay, bet, we're gonna go like get you some stuff to wear so that you don't look like you are like from somewhere else. I was like, okay, cool. The next day I come to school. I'm still kind of like not wanting to be there, obviously. I finally make a friend, and her name is, we're gonna call her B. And B's really nice. She likes the same stuff as me. She understands my jokes that came from like some other area. She understands those, she likes them. She's really cool with it. I was like, okay, great. So we start sitting together at lunch. We meet each other for breakfast in the morning. We don't have any other classes together except PE, but we were basically hanging out a lot. Honestly thinking like, hey, this girl could probably be my friend. Like, we could actually be friends. So a little later on, when I start like changing my wardrobe a little bit, she started to notice because I started dressing like differently than I was before. Not like preppy or goth or anything, but like it was a little bit different. So she noticed, she was like, hey, I really like the way you're dressing now. Like, this is really cool. Where are you getting your stuff from? And I was like, honestly, my mom, we would go in a store, we'd be like, does this fit or does it not fit? And that's just how it was. So I didn't really know where I got most of my stuff. We went in so many stores. So I just tell her, I'd be like, I probably got this from this place, but I don't really know because my life is crazy. She was really understanding about that. She'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool. And she kind of asked me like every day where I was getting my stuff. Hey, where'd you get that bracelet? Hey, where'd you get that necklace? I'd be like, oh, all my jewelry comes from this place. She'd be like, okay, cool. Eventually it started getting a little odd, but I never really thought anything of it because B's my friend. She's my only friend. Like, what more can I ask for? I have a friend. That's all I wanted, was to not be like alone. And I got what I wanted. So what if she asked me 30 times a day where I got something? I don't care. As the school year progressed a little bit, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, I was making some other friends because I was really good in PE. I was good at the sports. I was good at the whatever exercises that we did. And people noticed. They were like, hey, we're good at sports too. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I started becoming friends with them too, expanding my very, very small circle between me and B. So I had more friends. I'm not saying that I was super popular or anything, but I had more friends. And when we would like walk in the hallway to next classes and stuff, B would get kind of like uncomfortable when someone else came over and like started talking to me, or if somebody else like joined the conversation, she'd be like really uncomfortable. Like, she'd have this really mean look on her face. One of my other friends, they pointed it out. They were like, hey, why does she always look like that? And I'm like, I don't know. She was fine last week when I was by myself. So I confronted her about it. I was like, hey dude, why do you always look like this? And she's like,
Kayla, you don't like me anymore. It's obvious. You just want to hang out with them because they do sports and you do sports.
and I was like, no, that's not actually what's going on. I have lots of people that I talk to now. I talk to you, I talk to them. Like, no big deal. And she was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, you're still my friend, but they're my friends too. And she was like, okay, cool, maybe we can all, like, hang out. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what was supposed to happen, but you were being a little aggressive and had this look on your face. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I just thought you were, like, being mean to me, like, blowing me off. I was like, no way, no way, no way. So, problems are all smoothed out, everything is going great. So this is when I kind of started bringing multiple outfits to PE. So obviously I had my PE uniform. Like after like PE was over with, I would have like 2 outfits. I wouldn't say 2 outfits, but like I'd have jeans and like multiple shirts to choose from because I never knew what I wanted to wear. So I would just shove everything in my backpack and go so I wouldn't be late to school. I started noticing that my multiple shirts that I was bringing was turning into like one shirt. And I was like, I could have sworn I brought multiple shirts to school, but guess I didn't. Like, obviously I'm not gonna jump around and be like, hey, who stole my 2 shirts? Like, I'm not gonna do that. I just thought, hey, I've been forgetting my extra shirts a lot lately, so I don't have that many things to choose from when I get dressed. And this is when I really started noticing stuff. Like, I was kind of on the edge because I was missing some shirts at home. Like, I would go look in my closet and I'd be like, okay, I'm missing like 6 shirts. This is not okay. I go to school and B, she has her hair like differently. I always wear like, a ponytail and then like some small earrings that are like really typical, really basic of me. That's just what I did. That was my thing. So I started noticing that B was trying to like wear the same hairstyle as me, and then she'd point it out. We'd be like, hey Kayla, we have the same hairstyle, look. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. You look like me. And she's like, yeah, I know, it's kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, kind of funny. Yeah, that's a knee slapper, B. That's a knee slapper. She has her hair like me now. Okay, she has the same hair ties as me now. And that might not be a big deal to some people, but I literally went out of my way to buy hair ties that were really extra. So they would be like purple with pink and orange polka dots. Like, it was really, I don't know what I was thinking. 6th grade me needed some help. I was like, hey, not only am I wearing the same hairstyle and I have the same earrings as you, but I also have the same hair tie as you too. And I'm like, huh, that's ironic. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, B, yeah, that's great. So I would tell my mom, because my mom's like my best friend, I'm like, hey mom, me and B have the same this and this. And she'd be like, oh, that's cool. When did she get that? Has she always had it? I was like, not that I know of. I think she just got it. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, maybe she like, maybe she likes your style. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. She likes my style. Cool. No big deal. Oh yeah, back to my shirts though. So one day I was coming out of PE and I went to my backpack to get dressed and everything. And I opened my backpack and I have pants, socks, and my shoes that I brought. And I was like, I know there's no way that I left my shirt because I brought multiple shirts. Finally, it occurs to me that somebody is legit robbing me. There's no way I could have forgot all 3 of the shirts I brought. Like, there's no way. I go to the coach's office. I'm wearing my PE shirt, but I put on my jeans so that I look like somewhat presentable. And they're like, they look at me, they're like, what do you want? You're not supposed to be here. I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to be here. Please don't like make me run extra laps. But my shirt is gone. And they were like, okay, well maybe you forgot to bring it, just wear your PE shirt. I was like, no. My shirts are gone. And they've been going missing for a while now. And then I explained to them, I was like, yeah, I bring extra shirts because I never know what I want to wear. And today I brought 3 shirts and all 3 of them are gone. So I'm like confused. And they were like, okay, that's crazy. And I was like, I would wear this shirt, but we were outside, like, playing in the mud or something weird like that, and it has mud all over it, and I can't walk around like this. And they were like, okay, yeah, you're right. You can't really walk around like this. So they look at each other, and then finally the one on the left is like, okay, I'll take care of it. We're just going to call her Coach, because I don't want to, like, expose her or anything, even though I'm not really exposing her. So she comes into the locker room, and she's yelling, like, hey, Kayla's missing 3 shirts today. If somebody's playing a joke on her, come forward now. Nobody came forward. Everybody looked at me. They looked back at Coach, and they were like, we don't have anything against her. We don't even know her. Who is she? When did she get here? And I'm like, yep, okay. So finally my heart kind of drops because I'm like, what if I really did like leave all 3 of my shirts at home? Like, I'm like going back and forth with myself, like, did I really leave these shirts at home? If I did, that's so embarrassing. How did I do that? I need to call my mom and like cry, because I'm in 6th grade, I'm emotional, who I am. I'm in 10th grade and I'm still emotional. Coach, she goes, okay, Kayla, are you sure you brought 3 shirts today? I'm like, screw it. Despite all the doubt in my mind, like maybe I'm crazy or something, I was like, yep, I'm pretty sure I brought 3 shirts. So finally, coach is like, okay, nobody move. Everybody freezes. Of course, you have that one person in the back who decides to, like, I don't know, do some type of worm dance. And she's like, hey, stop moving. So everybody stops moving. Everybody stops getting dressed. Everybody halts. And she starts checking everybody's backpack one by one. She's like, not in this one, not in this one, not in this one. She literally checks everybody's backpack. Tell me why. When she gets to B's backpack, B's kind of like, she doesn't want to let her take it. She's like, I don't have it, I don't have it. And coach is like, okay, that's great, let's look. So she looks in there. Not only does she pull out the 3 shirts that I brought today, but she pulls out 2 shirts from the day before. Coach is like, oh, are these yours? And I'm like, yeah, those are mine. And she's like, okay, here, take these. And I'm like, no, but the ones that are still in her backpack, those are mine too. And she's like, you brought 5 shirts? I was like, no, I didn't bring 5 shirts. I brought 3 today. I brought those 2 like months ago. She looks at me, and then she looks at B, and then she looks at the shirts, and she's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, those are mine. So of course we're both looking at B now like, what is you doing, girl? Like, what's going on? So she's just kind of like, oh, I didn't know I had those. I must have grabbed them by accident. And coach is like, sorta not buying it, but she's a coach. She has a lot to do. She's like, okay, well, be more careful next time. So she gives me back my shirts, and B's like, oh my god, Kayla, I'm so sorry. Like, I really didn't mean to take your shirts. And I'm like, you didn't mean to take 5 of my shirts, really? Like, at this point, I'm kind of thrown off. So I go home and I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm missing clothes. And she goes, yeah, I've noticed when I'm doing the laundry, I don't see them. And I'm like, yeah, I found 5 of my shirts, and they were all in B's backpack. And she's like, what? Hold on. What's her last name? I'm like, it's this. And she goes, okay, great, I'm calling your school right now. So she calls the school, and she, like, complains. I guess my mom's, like, going off on everybody in the office. She's, like, just straight going off. She's like, my daughter, someone is harassing my daughter. I don't know who it is. She's a monster. She's been harassing my daughter for months. My daughter just moved here. Am I gonna have to move her back to private school? Like, what am I gonna have to do? And the lady at the front desk, she's like, okay, we'll get it solved for you. So the next day I go to school. B is, like, crying really hard. And she comes up to me, and she gives me this bag of clothes that are mine. And she's like, Kayla, I'm really, really, really sorry. I don't know why I've been taking your stuff. Honestly, it's not like me to do that. I've never been like that before. I just really, really look up to you as a person. She's like, yeah, the school called my mom. My mom, like, went through my room and she found all your stuff, and I'm really, really sorry. And I was like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. Like it's a big deal, but I didn't want to make her feel any worse because she was already crying. And I was like, okay, dude, it's not that bad. You don't have to, like, cry. So I accepted her apology, but after that, I kind of, like, distanced myself from her. Not to throw any shade at her. She told me she had a lot of stuff going on at home. Like, her parents were buying her clothes and stuff. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. I can move on and be okay from this. So yeah, that's the story of my first stalker. You should probably like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed. And if you want to see more videos like this, I promise I have a ton of them, so I'm never going to run out of them. There's no way I could possibly run out of story times. But yeah, if you want to see more story times, you should subscribe. If you don't want to see more story times, you should also subscribe, because okay, let me just take a moment to say how fast we're growing. It's freaking awesome. Like, I don't know. But thank you for watching. Turn on my post notifications. I love you all very much, and hope you have a very nice day.